Chris Tucker, you're my favorite.
Can I keep the award for a couple of days?
Yeah, we gotta share it. No, we have to share it.
Where I'm staying at in Neverland?
Yeah, anywhere you want to stay.
All right, I'm in cabin number 3.
Okay.
I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
We're listening to Mike right now. Obviously, you know, this is a really sad time right now, but we're celebrating his life. Your thoughts right now on the situation and the timing of this tragedy?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's just somebody that changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I'll always love and cherish.
The world believed the lie because the media sold it perfectly. Wacko Jacko, freak. For decades, headlines painted Michael Jackson as a pred, while most of Americans initially believed his innocence. But tabloids bought leaked LAPD documents for $20,000. Employees sold fabricated stories for $500,000. And journalists turned child protection into sport. Then, Michael died. Suddenly, his closest friends vanished. Chris Tucker, Hollywood's highest-paid star, disappeared for 8 years. Jim Carrey began exposing industry secrets. What did they witness that made them targets? Tonight, discover why loyalty to Michael Jackson became a death sentence and how 2 comedians chose exile over execution. The media lied. Michael's friends knew the truth, and the truth almost deleted them too. To understand why Chris Tucker and Jim Carrey vanished, you need to understand what they witnessed. Because in 2009, Michael Jackson didn't just lose his life, he lost his closest allies to fear.
I met everybody, all his family members before I met him. I met Jermaine, I met Joe Jackson even called me one time in a comedy club.
Because all of them were big fans.
All of them, I don't know, I wanted to meet Michael, and but they always just calling me. I was like, where's Michael? Call me with Michael on the other line.
I want to hear from you.
Yeah, him probably hearing about, and we got on the phone with each other one time.
Yeah.
And he told me he was performing, he was doing his album in New York, and I was doing Rush Hour 2 in Vegas.
Yeah.
And he said, when you're through, just come to New York and we can meet. And you know, it's great. I'm a big fan. And I'm like, I'm a big fan, Michael. You don't understand. He's like, whenever you're done, let's get together. But I spent a lot of money to see Michael.
Really?
Yeah, because I took a private plane to New York. I took a private plane to New York because Michael told me, you know, when you finish Rush Hour, come see it. So I knew he was there. I called him before I went because I was going there for something else.
Yeah.
And I kept leaving a message. Michael, I'm in New York. If you're around, I'd love to see you. And I didn't hear anything. So I got on that same private plane, flew back to Los Angeles. You know, I was done. As soon as I landed, I got a message from Michael Jackson's office, like, Michael, want to meet you tomorrow in New York City. I was like, what?
Don't tell me to go
And
back.
I went right up to the captain's seat, and I said, take me back to New York. They said, well, is this going to cost? I said, I don't care. You got my credit card. Just take me back. Man, I was in an expensive plane, too. I don't know what it was, G4 or whatever. I said, take me back. I didn't tell him what I was doing. It was worth it, man. Every dollar, and that's how we became friends. It was like, I don't know how much it was, but it was crazy. They flew me all the way back. The guy said, cool. The pilots went right back up in the air. They had enough time they could fly some more. So that's how I met Mike.
Was he really as giving as everybody says he was?
Oh yeah, he was because he was like, anytime that I wanted to go to Neverland, like, you know, I would just call him, Michael, I want to come up to Neverland. He said, of course, sure, come on up. I'm not there, I'm in Russia, but going up. The chefs are still there and everybody's there. Go. So he was nice. I mean, he was a joker. He liked to joke around, and so he was fun. A lot of fun to be around.
Listen to the intimacy here. Chris Tucker had a private jet turn around mid-flight from LA back to New York just because Michael called. That's not celebrity networking. That's brotherhood. Michael personally reached out after Rush Hour 2. They flew together, shared private conversations. Tucker even served as Jackson's impromptu security guard in Vegas, with fans mistaking him for hired help.
To perform with Chris Tucker and Usher on Rock My World was a lot of fun. It was kind of spontaneous. I'm on stage singing and suddenly Usher comes up dancing, and it was surprising and a lot of fun. I really think he's a wonderful performer, Usher. And Chris Tucker, who I consider to be one of the funniest men alive, was wonderful to work with. And I just really think he's a wonderful human being. He's a friend of mine now. He's a great guy.
Michael called him Christmas instead of Chris. Their inside joke. This wasn't industry friendship. This was genuine love between 2 men who understood being targets.
I'm just really picky. A lot of movies came my way, and a lot of them I just wasn't interested in.
I was hoping something would come and be out of the box from what I've normally done, but I didn't find it. You'll be around longer if you don't do any and everything for money. Doing cool little roles is more important than starring in a big movie. That's just not that good. Oh, they all think Chris is crazy. He won't jump at an open checkbook. And people out here get frustrated. Chris is picky. They get impatient when they can't get him in their lousy scripts. But Chris is not just another actor for hire. He wants to have a long career. 6 years passed between Rush Hour 2 and 3, and Chris didn't do any movies in between. After Rush Hour 3, it wasn't another 5 years before Chris was seen on movie screens again, which was Silver Linings Playbook in 2012.
But here's what made both dangerous. Neither could be bought. Tucker walked away from guaranteed millions, choosing projects that inspired him. Studio executives called him crazy because he wouldn't follow money. Meanwhile, Michael was fighting Sony for his music catalog worth billions.
I know Rush Hour was huge. Money Talks was huge. The money starts rolling in, and then, if I recall, you became the $30 million man, like $30 million a movie. What was the order of how things blew up for you?
It was Fridays, Money Talks, then Rush Hour, and then in the first one I was making 20 million, and then the second one, Rush Hour, I was making 25 billion. Yeah, I was like one of the highest paid, if not the highest paid at that time. Because I was so young and crazy. I was like, if the first Rush Hour made over $100 million, I said, Tom Cruise movie's making 100 million, mine's making 100. He's getting 20 million. I need to get $20 million. And man, they paid me. They had to pay me because the movie was making money. They wanted to do another one. So
ask for it, Chris. Get that bag.
That's right. You gotta ask for it.
At their peak, Tucker commanded equal pay with Tom Cruise, $25 million per film. Michael encouraged him. Let's make history, Chris. We want to see more of you. But history is written by survivors, not martyrs. Two principled men who couldn't be controlled in an industry built on control. Their friendship represented everything the system feared, integrity that money couldn't purchase. When Michael died, Tucker immediately understood genuine loyalty had become a death sentence. But to understand why loyalty became lethal, you need to see how they systematically destroyed the king of pop. This wasn't a random tragedy. This was a coordinated elimination disguised as justice.
You can imagine now my understanding of the facts surrounding the MJ case, that he went to war with Sony, one of these major companies, and he was winning that war. And then suddenly the world was told that Michael Jackson is a or somebody is an anti-Semite. Michael Jackson, I think, was called all of those things. Wacko Jacko, they gave him a name.
How do you feel when they call you
Wacko Jacko? It's not nice. I'm not a wacko.
The exact same tactics that they tried to use on me. Someone pressed a button and there was a full court press effort to cancel Candace Owens by trying to convince the people that she just went crazy and anti-Semitic. Thank goodness I'm not from Hollywood. They would have institutionalized me and said that it was for my good. There are a ton of people in Hollywood who, when they have tried to speak out about things that are happening to them, have received this same treatment. I believe this is what happened to Britney Spears.
Candace Owens, who understands being canceled, cut straight to the truth. Michael Jackson was labeled a pred because he was winning his battle with Sony. When someone threatens billion-dollar catalogs, character elimination becomes a business strategy.
In 1993, the very first allegation came against him, made from a screenwriter in the industry. He was both a screenwriter and a dentist named Dr. Evan Chandler. It was based in Los Angeles, and his accusation was that Jackson had his 13-year-old son, Jordan. Horrific. Now, how this came about was that Jordan told his psychiatrist that Jackson had him. And then the LAPD began a criminal investigation. But the investigation actually found no physical evidence against Jackson, and it was closed. The case was closed less than 1 year later. Now, that should have stopped the media from reporting on it. Michael Jackson wasn't guilty, but we know the media has never let facts get in the way of them having a good time. They broke the allegations worldwide, which led Michael Jackson to cancel the second leg of his Dangerous World Tour in August of that same year. And he cited health issues, health problems that were stemming from the stress of the entire scandal. And do you want to know what actually added to the stress? This is actually horrific. His sister. LaToya Jackson came right out and she said, yup, Michael Jackson is a. But then something weird happened. She didn't provide any evidence. She didn't even attach that statement to a story. And when people prodded her about that, why did you say your brother is a. She admitted that it was her husband who had forced her to make that statement.
Here's how it started. 1993, Evan Chandler, a dentist desperate for money, befriended Michael Jackson through his son Jordan. When Jackson wouldn't fund Chandler's screenwriting projects, the dentist devised a plan. He recorded himself threatening to destroy Michael unless paid. Michael's career will be over. He will not sell one more record.
His father, Dr. Evan Chandler, did in fact drug his child into making the allegation about Michael Jackson. I'm going to read you directly from an article about what Dr. Evan Chandler did. It reads, on August 2nd, 1993, dentist Dr. Evan Chandler was extracting a tooth from his own son, Jordan, when he did something unusual. Under the supervision of an attending anesthesiologist, Dr. Chandler injected his son with a dose of sodium amytal, a barbiturate. Although in pop culture it has sometimes incorrectly been called a truth serum. It is not normal to use sodium amytal to pull a tooth. In fact, it is a psychological drug with sedative and hypnotic effects. Oh, totally normal situation to drug your child, to sedate him with a drug that produces hypnotic effects, and then to ask him, did Michael Jackson you, to which your drugged and sedated son says yes. That is the actual story about how this allegation came about. And once his son said yes and he reported that, Evan Chandler then demanded $20 million privately from Michael Jackson. He didn't go to the cops, he went to a lawyer. He said, I won't make this public if you give me $20 million. If you don't give me $20 million, I'm gonna make it public. And Michael Jackson told him to kick rocks, allegedly. And then he had his lawyer go back and say, okay, what about if it's just $1 million? And by the way, at this point, it says that his lawyer was like, hey man, but if your son was maybe go to the cops, right? Like, don't just have me negotiating with the king of pop, you should go to the cops. And he's like, you just keep negotiating, unbelievably. And during this time, he took his son to a psychiatrist. We love psychiatrists on this show. And he made his son describe graphic details of what Jackson had done to him, but didn't do to any of the other boys who were also present for the sleepovers. Jordan's mother at this point, June Schwartz, she and her new husband thought, I think maybe he could be telling some lies. My ex-husband, maybe he's not that honest of a person. And so Jordan's stepdad, a man named Dave Schwartz, decided to confront him, to confront Dr. Evan Chandler. And not just to confront him, but to record him speaking about what he was going to do to Michael Jackson and co. Take a listen to Dr. Evan Chandler, the dentist, in his own words.
This man is going to be humiliated beyond belief, and I'm not believe it. He will not believe what's going to happen. And beyond his worst nightmares, that's got one more record. This attorney I found, I interviewed several, and I picked the nastiest son of a I can find. Once I make that phone call, this guy is just going to destroy everybody in sight.
Then came the smoking G. Chandler knocked out his own 13-year-old son with sodium amytal, a substance that makes users susceptible to false memories and suggestions. Before ingesting, Jordan consistently denied any inappropriate behavior. After the sedation, he suddenly confessed to mistreatment. Medical experts call the confession unreliable, but the media ignored the chemicals and ran with the allegations.
Evan Chandler, the person who started this initial allegation, he's no longer with us because he was he committed in November of 2009, just 5 months after Michael Jackson was overdosed. Yeah, Evan Chandler shot himself in the head. There were absolutely no witnesses. There was no note. And he was found by his building concierge. That's just a fun little update for you. But back to Michael Jackson, because even though, like I said, that never went through, they dropped this case in less than a year, the media kind of saw that there was this squeeze on Michael Jackson, but then they let it go. There were no more allegations against Michael Jackson until almost 10 years later, when suddenly there was an explosion of allegations against Michael Jackson. And I want you to remember that year, 2003 is when it began. It began when a boy named Gavin Arvizo accused Michael Jackson of child saying that he was under 14 at the time of the alleged crime. The singer was then charged because of this allegation with 7 counts of child sexual abuse and 2 counts of administering an intoxicating agent. What does the public actually remember from that time? What do you remember from that time? Well, we remember that Michael Jackson was Wacko Jacko, that he was crazy, that he was addicted to drugs, whatever his doctor was injecting him with. Here are just some of the headlines. Wacko Jacko, Backo Jacko, raid, Wacko Jacko, Jacko on the attacko. I mean, this is like seared into my memory. I'm sure it's seared into your memory as well. This is what I remember. And I also remember that he was anti-Semitic. Yeah, there were headlines calling him an anti-Semite, saying that he hated Jews. And by the way, they had evidence because, so weird, but his doctor who overdosed him also recorded Michael Jackson while he was also clearly sounding like he was high on drugs. Maybe his doctor gave him drugs and then spoke to him. And somehow this recording this conversation between him and the doctor made its way out into the public.
The timeline reveals everything. 2009, Michael dies. 4 months later, Evan Chandler commits self-harm or gets eliminated. Then suddenly, a new wave of accusers emerges with identical coach stories. The pattern is methodical. Eliminate the original extortionist, then launch fresh attacks when the victim can't defend himself.
But for me, this moment transcends Michael Jackson. It is much bigger than any one person.
Oprah Winfrey opened up about her decision to speak to Michael Jackson's accusers for her After Neverland special when she stopped by The Daily Show on Wednesday night. Last month, Winfrey made headlines when she sat down with Michael Jackson accusers for Oprah Winfrey Presents After Neverland, which aired on HBO following the explosive documentary about the singer titled Leaving Neverland.
If they ever found out what we were doing, he and I would go to jail.
Winfrey said of her decision to do the special, "I haven't had that much hateration since I did the puppy episode with Ellen DeGeneres, aka the episode in which DeGeneres came out as gay." The talk show host continued, "But when I saw that documentary, I realized that a lot of people are going to be triggered by watching it, and a lot of people will not understand what the pattern is." Winfrey explained, "People call it but there is a big seducing that goes on, and that was important enough for me to take the hateration for."
When some people think Oprah Winfrey, they think Harvey Weinstein because they have been linked together so often. First off, Oprah and Harvey have been friends for over 2 decades. A lot of people use the argument that she didn't know about what he was doing, but that's impossible because everyone's known about Harvey Weinstein's reputation ever since the 90s. If you guys don't know who Harvey Weinstein is, he is a major film producer who is pretty much the face of the Me Too movement because he was called out by a bunch of different actresses who he violated. When he was getting canceled and exposed for everything that he has done, Oprah allegedly called him and offered her support. Even though Oprah's team denies this, I believe it because Oprah has been close with Harvey and she has showed him some sympathy over time. Even though he is a disgusting man and he deserves to rot in jail. But I don't understand why Oprah wants to be best friends with someone like Harvey Weinstein. They had a very warm friendship, and the photos show. Some people actually believe that Oprah convinced some actresses to hook up with Harvey Weinstein. And actually, Rose McGowan tweeted out, "I'm glad more people are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't."
Enter Oprah Winfrey, Harvey Weinstein's closest ally, who protected him for decades while knowing about his essays. The same Oprah who gave a platform to Michael's accusers in Leaving Neverland, when forensic evidence proved their stories were fabricated, lies designed for cash grabs. This is how systematic destruction works. Use false allegations, corrupt media coverage, and strategic deaths to eliminate threats to billion-dollar interests. Michael Jackson wasn't just the king of pop. He was financial kryptonite to an industry built on controlling artist catalogs. But Michael saw it coming. His final tour wasn't just a comeback. It was a warning disguised as entertainment.
These will be my final show performances in London. This will be it. This is it. And when I say this is it, it really means this is it. Because,
Cat Williams understands what most missed. Michael named his final tour This Is It for a reason. Not comeback tour, not farewell tour. This is it. He was sending a message. This would be his last chance to warn people about what was coming.
The fact of the matter is, we watched this get right in front of our own face. And the knew it was finna happen. He told us, and we didn't know. Named his last tour, This Is It. White people, let me just tell you a little secret, if I could. Have never said this is it in a celebratory fashion. Let me just say, white people do it all the time. This is it. Not every time we say it like this. You know what? This is it. And they straight up killed that. Killed him and gave us the most story we ever heard our entire life. First they told us this was a drug addict. Then we find out this drug was sleep. Are you telling me this got high and went to sleep? Yeah, that's no drug addict. Something's afoul here.
Michael wasn't just announcing retirement. He was preparing for martyrdom. The timing wasn't coincidental. 50 sold-out shows at the O2 Arena, worldwide media attention, global platform to expose industry secrets. Think about it. Why announce your retirement at the peak of your power? Why choose London over Vegas or New York? Why insist on complete creative control when you're supposedly desperate for money? Michael Jackson knew the industry was coming for him. The This Is It tour was his attempt to go out on his own terms with his message intact. But they couldn't let him have even that. Stage managers sent emails warning AEG executives that Michael was in physical and mental decline and needed help. Instead of getting medical assistance, they increased rehearsal pressure. Instead of postponing shows, they hired Dr. Conrad Murray, a physician with massive debt who could be controlled. This Is It became prophecy. Michael's final attempt to warn the world about the machine that was about to destroy him. He understood what Chris Tucker and Jim Carrey would soon discover, that loyalty to truth in Hollywood is a death sentence. The King of Pop tried to save us. We didn't listen, and his closest friends learned that witnessing the truth made them targets too. After Michael's death, the industry began erasing his allies. Watch how they handle Chris Tucker when he's directly confronted about the corruption.
Even though we're on a cruise, is watching all the newses and reading all the newspapers, and she said, something's happened to Michael, I don't think it's good. And it scared me because in 1998, I think that was the year, I was in another hotel room. Gail was in, and Gail called and said, something's happened to Princess Diana. I don't think it's good. So when I heard that, immediately I thought, oh my God, could it be? And so we were all stunned. And
did you ever consider going to either the memorial service or the funeral?
No, I did not consider going to the memorial service or the funeral because I did not consider myself to be a friend of his. And I didn't want to be one of those people showing up just because it's Michael Jackson. So no, I didn't, because I was not a friend. I was someone who had interviewed him and at the time really had a lot of compassion for him. Mm-hmm. And
those feelings about him changed over the years?
The feelings didn't change. In terms of my sense of compassion for him, what I felt was a sense of sadness. Mm-hmm. I never knew, what the truth was.
Oprah's behavior exposes the coordinated nature of Michael's destruction. When he died, she was conveniently on a cruise with Gayle King, the perfect alibi. Later, she denied their friendship and attacked his reputation again, claiming her feelings changed. This from the woman who protected Harvey Weinstein for decades.
Somebody once said my problem was I didn't understand the social contract here. I now understand what that means.
Yeah.
Do you understand it?
The social contract?
Yeah.
I think I do.
Yeah. What is it for you?
The social contract. You can't get mad.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get mad. You can't let it get you, because you have to make a deal with everyone else, and it's almost unspoken that you are going to be over at some point by people who you may have done something nice for. And it may happen that by circumstance, or even very purposefully, that you someone over. But that shouldn't get in the way of you being able to sit down and have fun with them. Am I on the right track? You can't build a resentment about it. You have to still try and love those people.
Yeah.
Because that's the way they're thinking.
Because it ain't personal.
No, it's not personal. They don't really mean to hurt you.
No.
Not really. I don't quite understand. Well, I mean, there's a lot of motivations for why it happens. Yes, many.
I mean, money will make you do stuff as well, won't it? I mean,
Yes.
one, them, us,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah, well, whoever.
If there's many millions riding on a decision, it's hard to be philosophical.
Yes. Yeah, very, very hard. Very hard to be, you know, you have to choose what level of integrity you're coming in at. And
Okay.
and I've often felt it. I've sat there and I have felt the knife slipped firmly in between my shoulder blades and tried to have it shoved through the other side through my heart. And I've actually felt the whole thing and I've gone, ah! Wait till next week, you know? Or I'll think you and you'll resent it for a little while, then you have to let it go. Otherwise you'll eat yourself alive.
Mel Gibson reveals Hollywood's social contract. You're gonna be effed over by people, but you can't get mad at it. Translation: accept systematic mistreatment as business practice or face elimination. That's why Chris Tucker gives carefully crafted non-answers when confronted about industry corruption.
Let me ask you this too, and you can go as far or not far on this as you want to. And I'm gonna ask it differently. You know how viral that Cat Williams interview went. He mentions you in it. I'm not asking you to necessarily to respond directly to that. But I look at that interview and I look at DL and Monique going back at it. I look at this Wendy Williams documentary. It just seems like it's a time right now where a lot of black folks are beefing and a lot of nasty laundry in the street. And I'm just wondering what you make of that. And is this tour going to get into any of that? Or are you trying to stay above the fray?
Oh, I talk about everything in my show, but it's unfortunate that this is that's going on in the comedy scene. Because when I was coming up, none of that would have never happened. It's an honor amongst comedians, and we're like magicians, man. We don't tell our tricks, and we don't put our dirty laundry out there. So I hope that stopped. And we go on stage, we talk about stuff that happens in our life. We have the privilege to do that, but not in, we're in the comedy business, making people laugh and to work on our art, and not to feud and stuff like that. So, I just hope that stopped and we get back to being funny.
Watch Tucker's masterclass in survival. When Cat Williams directly accuses him of visiting Epstein Island, Tucker deflects with humor and generalities. That's funny? That's really funny. No denials, no details, no specifics, just deflection, designed to avoid making enemies while protecting himself. Tucker admits meeting Epstein on a humanitarian trip to Africa with Bill Clinton, but categorically denies visiting the island. The distinction matters. One is public service, the other is complicity. But notice how carefully he navigates, acknowledging truth while avoiding deeper implications. This is how controlled opposition works. Tucker can't fully deny industry corruption because everyone knows it exists, but he can't confirm specific allegations because that would make him a target for elimination. So he deflects, jokes, and survives. Cat Williams called Tucker Epstein Island Chris Tucker, not because he went there, but because his survival strategy required strategic silence about those who did. In an industry built on blackmail and leverage, neutrality becomes complicity. Tucker learned what Michael Jackson discovered too late. In Hollywood, speaking truth equals death. Staying silent equals survival, but at the cost of your soul. But while Tucker chose strategic silence, Jim Carrey chose strategic revelation. What he exposed on national television changed everything.
I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Jim Carrey weighing in on Will Smith's Oscar controversy during a new interview with Gayle King for CBS Morning.
They asked Chris, do you want to file charges? And Chris apparently said no, he did not.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million because video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
Jim Carrey reveals Hollywood's spineless reality. When Will Smith attacked Chris Rock on global television, the standing ovation wasn't supporting violence. It was demonstrating submission to power. Carrey was sickened because he recognized the psychological manipulation that keeps everyone in line.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
Well, you don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Here's Carrey's nuclear moment. On Jimmy Kimmel Live, he performed the Illuminati hand symbol, the triangle with the all-mocking tongue, and declared, "I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies." Then, he delivered the knockout punch. For years, talk show hosts and people on television have been hired by the government to distract you, make you happy and docile, so you don't know what's really happening. Notice Kimmel's reaction. He's not laughing because it's funny. He's laughing because it's terrifyingly accurate. Carrey exposed the entire entertainment industry as government-sponsored distraction machinery designed to pacify the masses, while elites make decisions in the woods. But here's the strategic brilliance. Carrey delivered explosive truth wrapped in comedic performance. He could reveal systematic mind control while maintaining plausible deniability. "I was just joking" becomes the perfect shield against retaliation. The timing wasn't coincidental. This was 2014, 5 years after Michael Jackson's death, when Carrey realized that staying completely silent made you complicit, but speaking complete truth made you dead. So he chose a third option, revelation, disguised as entertainment. Carrey's career immediately declined after this appearance. Coincidence or consequence? The difference between Tucker and Carrey's survival strategies was that Tucker chose deflection and disappearance. Carrey chose exposure and exile. Both recognized that after Michael's death, loyalty to truth in Hollywood became a death sentence, requiring strategic adaptation for survival. Chris Tucker and Jim Carrey didn't randomly disappear after Michael Jackson's death. They recognized the pattern. Michael was systematically destroyed through fabricated allegations, media persecution, and coordinated elimination disguised as justice. His closest friends witnessed this machinery in action and understood the message. Tucker chose strategic silence and 8-year exile. Carrey chose revelation wrapped in comedy before career destruction. Both understood that after June 25, 2009, genuine friendship with industry targets became fatal. When entertainment's biggest stars suddenly vanish after their friends are systematically destroyed, are you witnessing career changes? Or are you watching a calculated elimination process designed to silence anyone who witnessed too much truth? And if Hollywood operates as G-sponsored distraction machinery designed to pacify masses, while elites make decisions in the woods, should we view celebrity disappearances as personal choices or strategic eliminations of inconvenient witnesses? If you like this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.